Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm talking about disappointing products. I was inspired to do this video because there is a product that I'm actually going to be returning to Sephora in the next couple days. I have like 2 days left before the 30-day period runs out and I want to get my money back. So I figure why not talk about that and then talk about some of the other products that have just kind of let me down in the last little while, and another product that it's not that I hate it, it's just that I had extremely high hopes for it and it just didn't meet it. So without further ado, let's talk about some disappointing products for me. Okay, let's start this off with the thing that inspired me making this video in the first place. Anastasia Subculture Palette. I've read so many reviews of this palette. I've read things on Sephora, I've watched YouTube videos, and I have to say I am really sick and tired of some people saying that you just need to be a makeup artist and you just need to know how to actually do makeup to use this palette properly. If you're producing a product for mass consumption, basically sold in Sephora, the general majority of people should be able to use that product. I've never seen a palette perform this way before. Here it is if you, for some reason, don't know what this looks like. The matte shades in here, amazing pigmentation. When they swatched, amazingly. I loved it. I was like, oh, what are people talking about? These are great. It's once you get it on the eye. The matte shades are super powdery. They don't blend very well. And I found that somehow my eyelids sucked in color after wearing them for a little bit. Speaking with a couple of the girls at IMATS this past weekend, they were like, by the end of the day, they kind of like muddy all together. I only did one full day look with this palette and I kind of made up my mind at that point. And then last night I came home to do some stuff for the blog post. I created 2 different eye looks. One with a lot of like the yellows and then one with a lot of the teals. The yellow one was it was patchy, there were some issues. It was the teal one that really became a disaster. My eyelids sucked in the color after about 10 to 15 minutes, making it look a lot lighter and not like heavily built up in terms of pigment versus the yellow one. I had tons of issues blending the shades. It's just not good. The big thing that I had an issue with was, for some reason, some of the shades oxidized on me. Now, I remember, I don't know why I did this. I do not support Jeffree Star in any which way, but I did watch his review on the palette, and he used All Star in this look. And there was like a clear line that was created on his eye that was a different shade from the rest of the color when he was using All Star. And I was like, that's really weird. No, that would never happen to me. It happened to me. It happened to me on Sunday morning of IMATS. I think I salvaged it pretty well, but I'm sorry. I've never had an eyeshadow do that to me before. And I was like, oh, maybe it's just that one. No. Last night, using it again, a couple, like the brown, one of the brown shades would have been Fudge, and then also Axis and Untamed. They oxidized on me again. Not in a streak-like manner. It wasn't like a line. Rather, the little tiny hair follicles around my brow bone, it oxidized at those follicles. So it literally looked like I had dots that I created. I didn't create dots on my eye look. It was like the oils oxidizing with the shadow. I put an eyeshadow primer underneath and nothing saved it. I don't have oily eyelids at all. This shouldn't be happening. There's 4 saving graces in this palette, and it's really only this end here. Cube is really cool. There's a dupe at Inglot for it. Dawn actually does blend out really nicely. Roxy is my most favorite shade. There's actually a dupe at Inglot as well for this one. And then Electric is this gorgeous duochrome green, yellow, gold type color. It's really pretty, but the rest of these shadows can just go away. I am returning this to Sephora, just to be completely honest. I did not buy it just to bash it and then return it. There's no point in me doing this. I love Anastasia and I really wanted this palette to work. It didn't. Okay, so next up, I'm also going to have a blog post on this. I did get this for free. It was sent for me. It's from Givenchy, and it is the Noir Interdit mascara. It's in deep black. This is a new product from Givenchy. It's a mascara, and it looks like this for the most part, except for the wand does this weird like 90-degree angle. I don't know how many times I can explain that I've poked my eye with this. I find this extremely hard to use. I find that I can't build up product properly. I feel like I can't get right into my lashes because it will basically like poke in my eye. I get mascara on right along my lash line when I use this. It's very clunky. It's very weird to like use that angle because you're so used to using a mascara wand the way that you usually use it. Like, I mean, the mascara wand's been around forever. There's no need to make it a 90-degree angle. The formulation was all right. It didn't hold my curl all that well. I'll link down below the blog post on it, on like the full review, but this was definitely a disappointing product, so try and save your money because this thing is expensive. And then sticking with mascara, another one, I was sent this through Influenster. It's from Revlon and it's the Mega Multiplier mascara. It is a fiber mascara. It is not waterproof, even though it has blue, which I always just associate with waterproof mascara. I like the brush of this one. It's a nice cone shape. It narrows at the tip. It's really good for like getting into there. I don't know what this is though, but I can't get anything on my lashes. It's a supernatural lash look. So I mean, if you want something that makes your lashes look basically natural and just enhances them ever so slightly, this is a good option. But for me, I like a lot of mascara on my lashes, and I want my lashes to actually stay curled throughout the day. I can't use non-waterproof mascaras because my lashes just won't stay curled, so this just didn't do it for me, and it is so hard to get off. It's because it's a fiber mascara, which I totally get, but it definitely was difficult in removing, and I had only had it on for like an hour or two, and then it was the end of the day, so I took it off. But yeah, it just wasn't very good. So skincare product, I've been unpacking, obviously moved, all that kind of stuff, and I came across some products that I've just been keeping for a while, and this one I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna chuck it and put in my empties. I figured I'd talk about it now just because it's not very good. It's the Paula's Choice Skincare Resist Skin Firming Line Minimizer. It's in their treatment lines. I did a blog post about this a while back, but for some reason I just hung on to the product, and maybe it's just so that I could have it in this video. Basically is that you're supposed to concentrate this product along your lines and wrinkles, and then it's supposed to help with like diminishing those. I used this for weeks, like religiously for weeks before I wrote my blog post, and I saw nothing in terms of difference. And I know that a few other people that I know have also tried this, and it didn't work for them. So definitely save your money here. Paula's Choice has some amazing products, but this is not one of them. So just stay clear of this one if it's even still available. I don't even know if it's on this site anymore, but if it is, just stay away. There's much more effective products from Paula's Choice and from other skincare products as well. Okay, so this one really hurts my heart. I will probably keep this. I will probably continue to use it, maybe. I don't know. I spent a lot of money on this one, and it just didn't really work for me. And it's the By Terry Hyaluronic Hydra Powder. When I first started using it, I thought it was the best thing ever. I don't know what it is, but maybe I was just using it slightly different, but now I barely reach for it. It can make my under eye area look so powdery and crepey. I just don't like it. I love the feel of this powder. Now, it has hyaluronic acid basically mixed into the loose powder for setting and things like that. And it kind of makes your skin feel like little like cloud pillows. Kind of, that's how I like to describe it. But it's not worth the money in my opinion. I find that, again, I would want to use this underneath my eyes because it has that hydrating factor. So then you would think it wouldn't accentuate lines or texture and things like that. And I do find that it dries out my under eye area too much. I do use this like throughout the T-zone, things like that, set my makeup. But I just find that it's just not as good as it should be for, I think I spent like $80 on this with tax. Like that's insane. I will continue to use it here and there, but I mean, it's just definitely a disappointment, mainly because it's so expensive. And then the last certainly not least, because this is definitely not the worst product in them, I do actually like this product, but I do have to say that I was disappointed in it. I, again, spent a fair amount of money on this with the exchange rate and shipping. It was extremely hyped up. It still is. It's the Jaclyn Hill palette by Morphe. It's gorgeous. I have swatches up on my blog if you want to check those out. The colors are fantastic. The formula on a lot of these is great as well. I just... it hurts me so much. I don't reach for this palette all that often. I find that there's a weird, obviously there is a difference between each shadow because they were individually pressed, but I almost think that some of these shades would have benefited from the same pressing all around. I'm a big big supporter of Morphe palettes, like the regular ones in the black packaging, and I find that I can get better looks out of those ones than the Jaclyn Hill palette. There's a couple shades in here too that I find just don't really like show up the way that they're supposed to on the eyelid once you apply them. The pigmentation is fantastic, but yeah, it's just some of these shades I just find that applying them, I just can't get the same look as a swatch. I mean, yeah, there's some really nice shades, but I would say that I just expected that little bit more from Jaclyn Hill and Morphe. I do want to keep trying to play around with this palette, but I mean, it's just nothing that I reach for all the time, which is so weird because I mean, like this area here, like let's look at this quadrant here. This is me in eyeshadow. This is what I want to wear every single day, but I just find that I just can't get the looks that I want from this palette, and I almost can't even pinpoint it, which is the frustrating thing, especially filming a video for it. People are going to be like, oh, you just want to bash it a little bit just because, you know, that's the fun thing to do. But no, I just don't know. It makes me really sad because I really wanted to like absolutely love this palette, but I just find, yeah, that I just can't get what I want exactly out of it. I'm going to continue to play around with it and hopefully I can figure out ways to, you know, love it more. I mean, there's some shades that are like fantastic, like this one. Yes, please, all over my face. You know what's actually doing it for me, though, is the fact that I paid $70 for it. I think that's the thing that's really making a difference, because if this was $35, I think I would have been okay with it. But $70 is obviously a lot, and obviously it's because I'm in Canada, but still, I just have to say it. Yeah, I'm not super happy with it, and I want it to be super happy with it. I don't want to say that this is a bad palette, it's just not the palette that I wanted from Jaclyn Hill and Morphe. Okay, that's it. That's me talking about some products that I didn't like. If you've tried out any of these products and they work for you, please let me know down below. I'd love to hear about that because sometimes it's just that I'm not using it right or something like that, except for the Subculture palette. I don't care. I'm taking that back to Sephora and I'm getting my $55 back, and I don't know what I'll use it on. Heck, I'll spend it on a shelf at IKEA or something like that. I'd rather do that. But yeah, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of the day, and make sure to follow me on social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Snapchat, all of which are linked down below, and I will see you next time. Bye.